Families sleeping in their homes in Gotham were found frozen in silent terror, their minds completely shattered. No signs of a struggle, no forced entry, no poison, just fear. The authorities couldn't understand what had happened. Families lived in fear, worried that they would be the next victims. Fear gripped Gotham. Batman was facing his most ruthless, most brutal enemy yet. The shadows were as much Batman's home as they were his enemies, and the shadows were filled with fear and tears like never before. Batman investigated every case, but he couldn't find a single piece of evidence. His enemy, Freddy, was hiding in the shadows just as well as he was. As Batman examined the house where the last case occurred, the victim uttered these words, "He's here, the man with the knife." Those were his last words. Batman scanned the room with his most advanced technology, but found nothing until, as he left the room, the sound of metal claws dragging on steel caught his eye and flinched. Fear was coursing through the room. He could feel it. Back in his cave, he analyzed these audio recordings over and over again. As a result of his research, he found someone who was said to have heard these voices before. The man was now in a mental hospital. These voices had made him like this. Batman went to the mental hospital to gather more information about his enemy. He sneaked into the man's room and started asking him questions. But the man said only two things. One was, "Don't sleep," and the other was Freddy. Batman left the hospital with incomplete answers. Now it was time for someone like him to rest. The research lasted for days, and he hadn't slept for a second. When he started to close his eyes, he couldn't go to sleep right away. But this time it was different, as if something was pulling him to sleep, and he couldn't resist it anymore. Now he was in Freddy's playground, in the land of fear. Batman blinked once, slowly, expecting to wake up in the Batcave. He didn't. When his eyes opened, Gotham was gone. He stood in the middle of a street that looked almost like Gotham, but everything was twisted, stretched wrong. Buildings leaned at impossible angles. Windows dripped like melting wax. The sky above was a black, swirling vortex that seemed alive, breathing in and out like a monstrous lung. The sound of distant children laughing echoed through the air, but the laughter was distorted, choked, broken. Batman whispered to himself. Lucid dreams stabilize focus. But his voice didn't sound like his own. It felt delayed, as if something was repeating it a half-second later from behind him. A voice echoed across the warped street. "Welcome to my world. Bats." Batman turned sharply. No one. Then, from behind him, "Ha ha ha ha." A child's laughter merged with Freddy's voice, bending into a scream. Shadows crawled across the ground like living insects. Batman clenched his fists. He tried to activate his gauntlet. The device flickered, glitching in the dream world, struggling to understand the physics around it. Freddy's voice rolled across the sky again. "You're used to hunting criminals, Bruce. But here, I hunt you." A street lamp bent and twisted downward like a gigantic claw, scraping the pavement next to him. Sparks flew. The asphalt cracked open, revealing faces trapped beneath the ground. Gotham citizens who had fallen victim to the silent terror. Their mouths opened in unison and whispered, "Don't sleep, don't sleep, don't sleep." Batman swallowed hard but forced his heartbeat to slow. Control the mind. Control the environment. He took a deep breath. The world responded, slightly stabilizing, becoming less warped. Freddy hissed from the darkness. "Oh, a fighter. Let's dig deeper, shall we?" The street melted away beneath Batman's feet. Suddenly, he was standing in Crime Alley. It looked exactly as it had the night his parents died, except everything was drenched in darkness. No wind, no echo, no movement, just silence. Then the sound came. Clink, clink, clink. The sound of pearls hitting the pavement. Batman froze. His breath caught in his throat. He whispered, "Not this." A man's silhouette appeared at the end of the alley, but it wasn't Joe Chill. It was Freddy Krueger wearing Joe Chill's coat, his fedora tilted low, his metal claws scraping across the brick wall. Freddy grinned. "Let's replay your favorite memory, Bruce. But this time, you watch it happen forever." Two figures materialized behind Batman, ghostly projections of Thomas and Martha Wayne, walking forward unaware. Batman stepped in front of them. "Stop," he shouted. "This isn't real." Freddy's eyes gleamed with sadistic fire. "Real enough to tear you apart." Freddy raised his claw. Batman reacted instantly, tackling the illusionary parents aside. The dream flickered violently. Freddy lunged at him. Batman rolled, using his training, but in the dream world, Freddy moved like liquid shadow, unpredictable and impossible to track. The claws slashed across Batman's chest, tearing through the armor. Pain exploded. Real pain, not imagined. Batman staggered backward. Freddy chuckled. "You bleed here. You bleed out there." Batman gritted his teeth and forced himself to stand. "You're not a god," he growled. "Just a parasite." Freddy's smile dropped. The dream cracked like glass around him. Batman closed his eyes, centering himself. His heartbeat slowed, his mind sharpened, and the world began to change. Crime Alley dissolved into the Batcave, but a darker version. Massive stalactites, high shadows, colossal bat-shaped figure carved into the stone. Freddy looked around, annoyed. "Oh great, your man cave." Batman stood tall, his suit transforming into a sleek, shadow-black version, powered by his own lucid will. The armor hummed with energy, born from his discipline and trauma. "This is my mind," Batman said. "My rules." Freddy snarled and launched forward. Batman countered. This time, punches landed with real force. The dream world responded to Batman's will, not Freddy's. He slammed Freddy into a boulder, cracking it in half. Freddy wiped blood from his chin and laughed. Now that's the spirit. Then the nightmare god unleashed his true form. Shadow tentacles erupted from the ground. The Batcave twisted. Freddy expanded, towering monstrous, his claws now the size of swords. Batman dodged, rolled, and used the dream to summon grapnels, shadows that he turned into weapons, and illusions of his own to confuse Freddy. But Freddy was still feeding on Gotham's sleeping fear. He was still too strong. Freddy's claw stabbed through Batman's side. Batman gasped, dropping to one knee. Freddy leaned down, whispering, "Your city fears the dark, and I am the dark." Batman's vision blurred. His heartbeat faltered. He heard echoes, voices from the real world. He's convulsing. Heart rate dropping. Wake him. Freddy tightened his grip. Die here, and Gotham dreams with me forever. Batman whispered something, so softly Freddy almost didn't hear it. Fear isn't permanent. Freddy frowned. What? Batman's voice grew stronger. But hope is. Light, blinding, pure, golden, burst from behind Batman. At first it was tiny, a candlelight. But then it grew, spreading through the cave like a sunrise. Faces appeared in the light: Alfred, Gordon, Selina, Dick, Jason, Tim, Barbara, Damien, the people who depended on him, who believed in him, his family. Batman rose slowly, eyes burning with determination. "This is my mind," he repeated, "and you don't belong here." Freddy screamed as the light began to burn his skin. He slashed at Batman, but his claws dissolved before reaching him. The cave shook violently. Walls cracked. Freddy shrank, his power draining as Batman's while overpowering him. "No, no, no, no," Freddy screamed. "You can't beat fear, Bruce. Fear is eternal." Batman stepped forward, eyes locked on Freddy. "Fear can be controlled, and I control mine." He reached out and grabbed Freddy by the throat, impossible in Freddy's domain. Freddy shrieked as his body burst into black ash, disintegrating, evaporating into nothing. The nightmare shattered. Batman jolted awake on the Batcave table, gasping for air. Machines beeped wildly. Alfred stood beside him, trembling with relief. Master Bruce, you were gone for minutes that felt like hours. Batman sat up slowly, clutching his ribs where Freddy had stabbed him. The wound was still there. Real. Alfred whispered, "Did you defeat him?" Batman looked at the dark cave around him. He didn't answer immediately. Instead, he stared into the shadows, into the far corner, where for just one moment, only one, he saw a faint silhouette, a fedora, a glint of metal claws. Then it faded. Batman finally murmured. For now, he stood, bruised but unbroken, gazing out at Gotham. The city lights flickered like candles in the dark.